Good afternoon to all my dear students and my dear friends. Today we will be discussing about the standardization and quality control methods for herbal drugs. Why we need this quality control of the herbal drugs? Herbal drugs are the naturally occurring medicines which we are using from the ancient times. So people thinking that the herbal drugs have not any side effect, but nowadays the science is due to science advancement, we have different methods for evaluation of the crude drugs. Now table of content. Our table of content, in the first we will discuss about the introduction, second Indian traditional system of medicine, standardization, need of standardization, WHO guidelines or parameter for standardization and quality control of the herbal medicines. And in the last we will discuss about we will conclude the presentation. Now introduction. The herbal medicines are used from the ancient time, and according to WHO, more than 85% of the population using herbal medicines. And why the 85% population of the world using these herbal medicine? The reason behind it, they are easily available, they are cheaper than the allopathic drug, and they have very less side effect as compared to allopathic drugs. So the herbal medicines are the backbone of the medicine system. Now the greatest thing about the herbal medicine is that its treatment always yields side benefit, not side effects. In an extensive range, the acceptability of the Ayurveda and its major product is the major problem due to lack of standardization technique. So there is no well-defined standardization parameter for the herbal medicines. So the significance of herbal medicine is to be strictly followed by the WHO guideline to ensure the safety, efficacy and quality of the herbal medicines. Now coming to the Indian traditional system of the medicines. According to WHO, the traditional medicine include the diverse health practices, approaches, knowledge and benefit incorporating the plant, animal, mineral and other sources of the crude drugs. So there is different type of the manuals and regulatory bodies which control the efficacy and other parameter of the herbal drugs. Now first Indian traditional system of medicine is Indian traditional system of medicine is the Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha are the traditional system of medicine. Now coming to the first, Ayurveda derived from Sanskrit word. Ayurveda derived from Sanskrit word Ayush. Ayush meaning longevity and Veda meaning to knowledge or science. Means which increase our life and the Sasutra and Samhita, Charaka and Samhita, these are the influential person who did work on the traditional medicines. Now second is the Siddha system of medicine. Siddha system of medicine mainly practiced in South India. It is the oldest system of the medicine in India. The term Siddha means achievement and Siddhas were a saintly person who achieved the result in medicine. The principal and the doctrine of this system both fundamental and applied, and have a close similarity to Ayurveda and specialization in the electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is the science or the medicines which are used between the 16th and 17th century. Next is the Unani system of medicine. Unani system of medicine mainly originate from Greece, and it is based on the teaching of Hippocrates and Galen. Hippocrates and Galen, and it is developed in the elaborate the medical system by the herbs like rages. And the basic theory of Unani system of medicine is it is based on the four humors theory of the Hippocrates, and in this the presupposes the presence of in the body we have four humors like blood, phlegm, yellow bile and the black biles. Now coming to the standardization. What is standardization? Standardization is a technique which is used for to check the quality efficacy of the crude drugs, and the standardization is the set of parameters or inherent characteristic. In the standardization we have set a set of the different parameters and the constant parameters. They have definite qualitative and quantitative parameters, and they give the assurance of quality, efficacy, safety and reproducibility. Now the standardization is defined as, or it is expressed as, it is used to describe the measure which are taken by during the manufacturing process and the quality control process leading to the reproducibility of the product. Now, need of the standardization. Why we need the standardization of the herbal medicine? Now, people are now more fascinating about the herbal medicine. Nowadays, in the pandemic period also, people are using the immunomodulator or immunoenhancer product for the treatment of or enhance the immunity. So people are relying on the herbal medicine as compared to allopathic medicine. The day by day the use of herbal medicine increasing, and so we need to standardize the herbal product. Before using these herbal products, we have to check the quality, quantity of the or efficacy of the drugs. Why we need standardization? Because herbal drugs are adulterated with spurious quality of the drugs. Spurious quality of the drugs which have not any type of the therapeutic value. Mainly spurious drugs are used to enhance the quantity of the drug. It is mainly used to increase the commercial benefit or to enhance the in the adulteration may be due to intentional or unintentional. In intentional, the adulteration is due to known reason, but unintentional, the adulteration is done by unknowingly. So the manufacturing of allopathic product, the herbal extracts are also used or to synergize the effect or potency or to enhance the potency of crude drugs. So the basic reason behind it to the standardization is the more important parameter nowadays. So WHO guideline for standardization of the herbal drugs. According to the World Health Organization, it is to assess the herbal drug with their safety, stability, sterility, potency, and therefore facilitate all the organization and authority to analyze the certificate, dossier, consent of the evaluated herbal medicine. The dossier, what is dossier? Dossier is the complete information about the herbal medicine. If a complete information about the herbal medicine, from where we collect the raw material collected from the starting and up to the finished product. In the dossier, it consists of all information about the drug. And the herbal medication does not require any animal testing if the herbal products are manufactured or produced according to the pharmacopoeial standards. Now, very different type of the quality control methods are used for the herbal drugs. Now, these are standardized according to their. The various methods are like physical, chemical, biological, organoleptic or botanical evaluation or morphological evaluation of the crude drugs. These are the different types of parameters which are used to standardize the herbal medicine. First, coming to the physical parameter. In physical parameter, we will discuss about the S value, extractive value, moisture content, optical rotation, refractive index, volatile oil content. In the S value, we discuss about the mineral content present in the crude drug, and the extractive value for the determination of the chemical constituent. And the morphological or organoleptic parameters, we discuss about the morphological parameter, that is outer appearance of the drugs. In organoleptic characteristic, we defined as the organoleptic characteristics as these are the parameter we can identify the crude drug or herbal medicine with the help of our organs, sense organs, with the help of sense organ like with our eyes, nose, tongue. In the organoleptic, we can check the size, taste, odor, color. These are the major factors which are used in the morphological or organoleptic parameter evaluation. Next is the chemical parameters. In the chemical parameters, different type of the chemical constituent present in a herbal drugs. So for the identification of the chemical identification of crude drug on the basis of different chemical test and chromatographic techniques, we can identify the crude drugs. Next is the biological parameter. In the biological parameters, we have three parameters: microbial contamination, pharmacological parameters, and toxicological parameters. In the microbial contamination, we will discuss about the total viable count or total microbial count. Next is the aflatoxin content. Aflatoxin is a fungus. These are the very dangerous to or hazardous to our health. Next is the hemolytic property. In the hemolytic property, mainly used to check the how much type of the saponins for the detection of the saponins in a crude drugs. Next is the toxicological parameter. In the toxicological parameter, we will discuss the pesticide content or heavy metal determination. Now, in the physical parameter, first is the S value. S value, what is S value? S value is the the residue remaining after incineration in muffle furnace. Each and every drug have a definite S value. If a drug is adulterated, the S value varies. The value is varying. So on the basis of S value, we can identify a drug is adulterated or no. In the table when I saw few examples like Ashoka have total S value is 11. In Belladonna, acid insoluble value is 3. In cardamom, total S is 0.6 and acid insoluble S is 3.5. And clove, total S is 0.7 and acid insoluble S also 0.7. So each and every drug have same S value. We cannot deny if our drug is adulterated, the S value will change. So to check the quality of drug, we will check the S value of drug. Next is the extractive value. Extractive value is mainly used to check the quantity of chemical constituent present in the crude drug using different type of solvents like water, ethanol, chloroform, acetone, chloroform, benzene for lipid content. So the extractive value also defines values in the different type of herbal medicine. The example showing here, the ginger have water soluble extractive is not less than 10 and alcohol soluble extractive is 4.5 and in the linseed not less than 15 and the ether soluble extractive is not less than 25 and then the male fern, the ether soluble extractive is not less than 1.5. In the capsicum, the ether soluble extractive is not less than 12. So the extractive value is definite, or if our drug is adulterated with different substituent or similar looking material, the extractive value will change. Next is the moisture content. Moisture content means how much quantity of the moisture or water is present in our powdered or crude drugs. So if the moisture content is greater than the specified value, so our drug will be deteriorate due to fungal growth or microbial growth, and our drug will not show any therapeutic potency. So different drug have different moisture content limit. So here we can see in ajwain the moisture content not more than 10%. In ashwagandha it should not be more than 12, and in salt also known as ginger not more than 12. In ergot it should not be more than 8%. So the moisture content not more than a specified value, otherwise our drug will not show any therapeutic effect. Next is the melting point. The phytoconstituent present in the herbal medicine, they have definite melting point. On the basis of melting point, we can identify the drug, or it's on the basis of its melting point we can check our drug is adulterated or not. So the chemicals present in a herbal medicine, they have specific melting point. The we have discussed different melting point. Like first is the drug colophony. In the colophony, the melting point 75 to 85 degrees Celsius. In cocoa butter 30 to 33 degrees Celsius. In beeswax it is 60 to 65%, and whole fat have 34 to 44 degrees Celsius. Now coming to the optical rotation. Mainly optical rotation is used in the volatile oil content. How will the drug refract? So optical rotation is defined as the material which is optically active, either dextrorotatory or levorotatory, on the basis of when the light is passed through the sample, how much the light reflect. So different type of volatile oil have different, or volatile oil extract have different optical rotation value. So each and every drug has specific optical rotation value. For example, caraway oil have plus 75 degree to 80 degree angstrom. In clove oil 0 to plus 6 angstrom. In honey plus 3 to minus 15 angstrom. The castor oil have 3.5 to 6 angstrom optical rotation. Now coming to the refractive index. So refractive index can be determined by the pureness and the vital bioactive oils. And if our volatile oils have some adulterated or some other mixture of oil is mixed in our volatile oil, the refractive index value will be changed. So it is evaluated on the basis of the fraction of velocity of light in the atmosphere to the velocity in the material or volatile oil. So the refractive index in the drug caraway oil is 1.48 to 1.470, and clove oil 1.5 to 1.53, and rancid oil 1.46 to 1.47. So refractive index also a standardization parameter for the volatile oil content. Now next is the volatile oil. Volatile oil content also a important parameter for the evaluation of herbal medicines. So in the volatile oil content mainly present or to check the purity or how much amount of the aroma present in the herbal medicine. So volatile oil can be extracted with the help of different type of method, like distillation method, hydrodistillation method, UCLA method, etc. There is so many methods for the isolation of the crude drug. So all the volatile oil containing drug have a definite volatile oil content. If our drug is adulterated with different materials, the volatile oil content also vary. The examples like the drug fresh lemon peel contain volatile content not more than 2.5%, and in clove it should not less than 15%, and in dill it should not less than 2.5%. In cardamom seed the volatile content is 4%. Next is the morphological or organoleptic parameters. In the morphological characters we can identify drug on the basis of their outer appearance. What type of color, what type of the fracture present on the drug surface. And in the organoleptic characters mean we can identify drug on the basis of their taste, smell, odor. So different drug have definite structure and definite type of aroma or definite type of taste, size. So all drug have a definite taste, smell, odor, color, and so for example, the Nux vomica seed, these are the disc shaping, size is disc like, and the aconite, they are conical in shape, cone like structure, and the gum, overt tiers of gum, and the revolvia is also known as soft gandha. The shape of the revolvia is wavy, like a snake. It is also known as snake root. The structure of revolvia is like a snake. And the taste of the spice drug they have pungent taste like capsicum, ginger, black pepper have pungent taste. And the cinnamon bark have brown in color. So on the basis of their taste, color, size, we can identify easily the drug. Next is the chemical evaluation. Why we do chemical evaluation? Because for the standardization of a drug, the drug have a definite type of chemicals, a definite type of the chemicals with the chemical class, and definite type of the secondary plant metabolites. So these the secondary plant metabolites like alkaloid, glycoside, tannins, flavonoids, etc. So on the basis of the presence of secondary plant metabolites, we can identify the drug, which type of the chemical constituent present in the drug, because definite type of the chemical present in herbal drugs. If we discuss about the revolvia, it is an alkaloidal drug. The major phytoconstituent is reserpine in the revolvia. So for the chemical evaluation, we will go for preliminary phytochemical screening. In the preliminary phytochemical screening, we will isolate the extract with using different type of solvent and then perform the chemical test. If drug have alkaloidal content, so we will perform the Hager's, Dragendorf, Mayer's test. If a glycosidal drug, in the glycosidal drug, we will perform Balzai test, Killer-Killiani test, or so many tests. So we will discuss few examples. The glycoside chemical test. In the glycoside chemical test, for the glycoside, so the glycosides contain, one is the sugar part, second is the non-sugar part. The therapeutic value of these glycoside is due to presence of aglycone part present in the drug. So for the glycoside, we will perform the following test. This test first is the Killer-Killiani test. In the Killer-Killiani test, we will take the extract of the drug and treat it with Killer-Killiani reagent. It will give reddish brown color, which changes bluish green color. If we take the extract and pour the reagent from the side of test tube, at the junction of these two mixtures, the reddish brown color changing to bluish green color, or it will take 2 to 5 minutes, and it is the confirmatory test for digitoxose. It is a D-alpha deoxy sugar. Second is the legal test. Legal test mainly performed for the silyran, and it is dissolved in the pyridine. After adding pyridine, we will have to add few drop of sodium nitroprusside solution, that should be 2%, and after adding sodium nitroprusside, we will add sodium hydroperoxide, that should be 20%. So it will give deep red color due to presence of cardiac glycosides. Next is the Baljet test. In the Baljet test, when drug is treated with Baljet reagent, it will give yellow to orange color. It is also confirmatory test for cardiac glycosides. Second is the Caddy test. In the Caddy test, when we treat the glycosidal solution with Caddy reagent, it will give blue or violet color. The Caddy reagent consists of equal volume of 2% solution of 3,5-dinitro-benzoic acid in methanol and 7.5% of aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide. So it will give blue or violet color. And it is confirmatory test for cardenolides and bufadinolides. Now coming to the alkaloidal chemical test. In the alkaloids are the alkali-like substances. The term alkaloid was derived from two words, alkali plus oids. Alkali means alkali, which are basic in nature, oids mean like, which are alkali-like substances. The term alkaloid invented by the W. Meissner scientist. So the chemical test, first is the Mayer test. In the Mayer test, when the drug solution is treated with extract, it will give creamy white precipitate. It is confirmatory for alkaloidal solution. Second is the drag and drop test. In the drag and drop test, when drug is treated, the extract is treated with drag and drop reagent, it will produce orange red precipitates. The drag and drop reagent consists of the potassium bismuth iodine solution. Second is the Hager's test. In Hager's test, when drug is treated with alkaloidal extract, it will give yellow precipitate. The Hager reagent contains saturated solution of picric acid. Next is the Wagner's test. In the Wagner's test, when the plant extract is treated with Wagner's reagent, it will give reddish brown precipitate. It is the indication for the confirmatory test of alkaloids. So in Wagner's reagent it consists of iodine solution with potassium iodide. Next is the tannins. So tannins are the protein precipitating substances. So the chemical test for tannins, first is the gelatin test. When the plant extract is treated with gelatin, it will produce white buff colored precipitate. So it is confirmatory for tannins. Second is the gold beater skin test. In the gold beater skin test, take a small piece of gold beater skin. It is a membrane of intestine of ox. It is soaked in the 20% HCl and rinsed with distilled water and placed in a solution of tannin for 5 minutes. The skin piece is washed. After that, after putting in the tannin solution, the skin color is changes brown or black when we put it into the ferrous sulfate solution, and it shows the conformity test for tannins. Next is the phenazone test. In the phenazone test, when a mixture of the aqueous extract of drug and sodium acid phosphate is heated and cooled, then filtered, then this mixture is added in the phenazone filtrate, and it produces bulky colored precipitate is formed, and it is also a confirmatory test for the tannins. Now chromatographic fingerprinting and marker compound analysis. The finger chromatographic techniques are mainly used for the isolation or detection of the different type of compound or from the mixture of compound. So there are various types of chromatographic technique which is used for the identification of the different phytochemicals on the basis of their chromatograph. In the chromatograph we will get RF value. RF value is the retention factor, distance travelled by the solute upon distance travelled by solvent. So the chromatogram is obtained by using a definite stationary phase and mobile phase in chromatographic technique. So in chromatographic technique, the role of this calculation of RF value is this stationary phase and mobile phase, and the RF value should not be more than 1 of any substances. So for the isolation of this compound, we using different type of chromatographic technique, that is TLC, HPTLC, HPLC, mass spectroscopy, column chromatography, IR, NMR, mainly used for the isolation of different compounds. Next is the genetic markers. All drugs have a definite type of gene sequencing. So on the basis of these gene sequencing, we can check the drug. We can check our drug is adulterated or no. Each and every drug have a definite gene sequencing. So different commonly used genetic biomarkers are RFLP, FLP, RAPD, VNTR. These are the commonly used biomarkers. There are so many markers also present in the market which is used for the genetic marker for the identification of the herbal medicine. Now coming to the biological parameter. In the biological parameters, first is the microbial contamination. In the microbial contamination, we will check the how much quantity of the microbes present in the drug. So all drugs have a definite specified microbial or the total viable count in the drug, that is, it is the quantitative estimate which represent the number of colony forming unit per gram by the different microorganism. The microorganism may be yeast, bacteria or molds. Next is in the microbial contamination, aflatoxin content. In the aflatoxin content, the occurrence of the fungus should be monitored in the crude drug or herbal medicine. So it should be it is mainly obtained from the Aspergillus or Fusarium species. These are the if the aflatoxin content is more than a specified limit, so it may be hazardous to our health. Now, next is the pharmacological parameter. In the pharmacological parameter, first is the bitterness value. Bitterness value is mainly used to calculate if how much quantity of the bitter compound is present in a herbal medicine. Mainly the bitterness value is checked to, mainly these bitter compounds are used as a appetizer or appetite stimulant. Next is the foaming index. In this method, how much quantity of the foam is present, it is mainly used for the determination or calculation of the saponin content, or these are the froth forming substances. Mainly the water is used as a solvent for the froth formation. Swelling index is mainly used for the to check the how much quantity of the mucilage is present in a drug. So the method for the calculation of this swelling index is that take 1 gram drug and a measuring cylinder, then add water, and after 24 hours we can check the how much our drug is swelled. On the basis of this swelling we can calculate the mucilage content present in the herbal medicine. Mainly these herbal medicine, mainly it is the mucilage due to the swelling of the crude drug due to the carbohydrate content present in the drug. It is also very important parameter for this to check the quality of crude drug. If our drug is adulterated, we cannot say this is the safest drug. Next is the hemolytic factor or hemolytic property of a drug. Hemolytic property of a drug mainly to check the how much quantity of the saponin is present in the herbal medicine. That is, it is mainly the method for this hemolytic property. Take the aqueous extract of the drug and in the aqueous extract add few ml blood sample, then the erythrocyte membrane will start to diffuse to hemoglobin and they start rupturing due to presence of the saponin content. So herbal medicine have a definite amount of the hemolytic property or definite amount of the saponin content. Next is the toxicological parameter. In the toxicological parameter, we will discuss about the pesticide residue. How much quantity of the pesticide is present in our herbal medicine, because we are using various type of the synthetic pesticide during the cultivation of the medicinal plant to protect from insects. So a definite amount of the pesticide should be in the herbal medicines. The evaluation of these herbal medicine, how much quantity of the pesticide present we can use. This gas chromatography, mass spectroscopy, GCMS are used for to check the content of how much content of the pesticide present in the drug. Next is the determination of heavy metals. Heavy metals like lead, arsenic, cadmium. These are the heavy metals. There are so many heavy metals, but the quantity of these heavy metals in herbal medicine is very hazardous to our health. So the quantity of these heavy metals should not be a defined limit. So like lead should not be more than 10 ppm. So the toxicological effect produced by the metal, it may vary metal to metal. The concentration of heavy metal can be determined by quantitative, and using limit test we can identify these heavy metals present in a crude drugs. So in the conclusion we can say the day by day use of herbal medicine is increasing. So due to it is very important aspect to standardize or these herbal medicine, or to check the quality of the herbal medicine. So it is very important for the checking of quality of herbal drugs. So the quality of herbal drugs is the sum of all these factors we discussed in our presentation. So if the herbal drugs are produced according to the pharmacopoeial standards, so we have not to do any type of the pharmacological or animal activity on the drugs. So these are the references from where I collected the material. So thank you all of you.